Hi everyone, this is Laurel with Guided by Love, and I'm here to do a love message, and this is for Saturday, April 5th. So I'm going to use the Earth Magic deck, and I'm going to use the Easy Tarot deck for some messages, a card pull for you and your person, okay? So let's get started. Let's get some messages for the journey for you and your love interest. So what is it that you guys need to know for this Saturday for your love connection? What is it? Oh wow, I'm getting angel bumps. What is it that you need to know for this Saturday for your love connection? Any other messages? Okay. And at the bottom of the deck, the overall energy is ebb and flow. So really surrendering everything. And how I say it is I visualize the energy going from the top of my head, which is the mind, right? Surrendering all thoughts all the way down my body, all the way down to the earth star chakra. And I just picture handing over any worries, any burdens to Jesus, to God, to the Holy Spirit. And then I say to the flow of love that heals, and I just picture letting it all go. And so, when you start thinking about it again, you pick that burden back up. So make sure that you're keeping yourself in the flow, surrendering to it over and over again. And, when you're in this surrender mode, you allow things to flow to you. You allow yourself to flow to the ebb and flow of what comes to you and what flows away from you and what flows to you. You allow that to happen without controlling anything. So that's the overall message for you and your person. And then we have, for the journey, we have new moon promise. And this is, of course, your person's promise to you that, you're going to have that reunion, you're going to have that union coming back together and, having a commitment to each other. And, just as the sun rises and sets every day, you two, even though you're apart, you're with each other. You're always, first thought of the day, last thought of the day for your person and throughout the day. So even though you're separated, you're still one with each other on the spiritual level. And so creating, cultivating that in your day-to-day life, when you're sitting out for the sunset, imagine your person, they're there within you. When you're eating dinner, imagine your person because they're there inside of you. It's a spiritual connection. And then we have Vision Quest. And I was just talking to someone the other day that did a Vision Quest years ago. And, they said that they went into, a sweat lodge type of environment, and they started getting visions. So they went into a quiet place out in nature and, started getting visions of, spiritual visions through the third eye, started getting visions of things that they needed to know. So, you may feel like you're out in the desert today, but know that it's the keeping yourself, keeping to yourself today may feel really good because you may be able in that stillness to get messages, to get visions from spirit. And then we have the waterfall, and this is connected with the ebb and the flow, the overall energy, guys. And I'm just getting really heated up here. But the waterfall is the effortless being in the flow, and it's the effortlessness when you let go and surrender everything. It's the effortlessness of things flowing to you and flowing away. Things, when you let go, things can effortlessly flow away from you, release from you. And when you and they can effortlessly flow to you. So it's that effortless ebb and flow. And the waterfall shows that, how effortlessly things flow. So beautiful energy for you and your person. And then we have the emergence. And this is, both of you are emerging out of the muck and the mire. And your person is following your light. See all the dragonflies and the power of the light? They're following your light and your transformation, and they're transforming um, just as you are. Some of you may not even realize how much growth your partner has had, because you've been in separation for so long. But that emergence, that transformation is happening, under the surface. You think about a lily, or, a lotus has to come from deep down under the muck and the mire, and through the muck and the mire, and then up through the water, like up through the emotions, and then pop up through the water. Well, they're doing that. They're going through their transformation just as you are. And you may see dragonflies today, you may see lilies, or lotus flowers today, as a validation. But your person is going through the transformation, and and you are as well. But it calls for patience on your part, for your person to transform too, because they may have other karmic lessons that they're learning at this time. And then we have the spring equinox, the rebirth card. And I love this because, usually, this is so reminding me of Easter, but we're in the spring. We're in the spring of it right now in the Midwest. And there's such a sign of rebirth. If you look out in nature, you see the birds chirping, the birds starting to come back out after a long winter. You see the buds on the trees starting to come out. They're not opening yet, they're starting to come out. And so you're getting all of these signs, these little shoots of grass coming up through the dirt. It's like you're getting all these signs of the rebirth, of the emergence. And this is just the start of it, so really powerful. And then we have the whale. And this energy is, the whale jumps out of the water like this to cleanse and clean. And if you look at, watch the daily read, check out the daily read if you haven't, because it talks about a blessing of the waters for today. So check that out. But the whale jumps out of the water to clean themselves off of all parasites and all old energy. And then they jump back in the water. So it's like their rhythm, their cycle of cleaning and cleansing. And I feel like that's what this sign is for you, that this is, the cleaning and cleansing after a cycle, cleaning out any old energies, cleaning off any parasites, any, energy vampires that may still be there, any remnants, cleaning it all out and off for you and your person, so really beautiful. So let's get a card for each of you guys, for the viewer and for your person, from the Easy Tarot deck. What is it that the viewer needs to know for this Saturday, April 5th, or whenever you see this? What is it that you need to know? 2 cards came out for you. Oh my God. You're not going to believe this, viewer. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to tell you. What does their person, their love interest, need to know for this Saturday, April 5th, or whenever they see this? What does their person need to know, and what, any other messages? And there's one sticking out of the deck. What does their person need to know? Wow, okay. Yeah, these are clear, I think. So viewer, you got the Lovers. So, you may have, this can mean decisions on your part. happening. It could be in the love realm. You could have, you know, a choice, or you could just be focusing on your person as the love of your life, and that's it for you. You know, that's it for you. Or there could be other decisions in love that you have. You know, you may be getting out of a relationship, or, you know, and thinking of your person, but the dolphins on each side, mirrored energy of joy and playfulness, but the strength and love in your connection is shown so brightly here. And it's a 6, which is home, service, and family. And you also got the 2 of Cups. And that is, you know, showing you that this connection that you're thinking of is a mutual love. You each have a full cup to give to the other. You each want that equal give and take that that makes up a unconditional love. So you each want that. Wow, beautiful. And then and you each have that for each other, or at least your person wants to make sure that he comes in correctly, or she comes in correctly and has that for you. Now your person got the Sword of Truth, and I feel like they're being prompted to come to, if you're in separation, to come toward you with the truth of how they feel about you. You know, if you're together, this is the Sword of Truth saying that this is true. What you're thinking about this relationship is the truth. And then we got, you know, they're letting you know that they're learning their lessons. The 7 of Wands, they're learning their lessons. They're fending off all the naysayers, and they're standing their ground, and they're defending you. They're defending this connection. They are defending and standing their ground in order to move forward. So really beautiful. They're standing in their truth with the sword, the Ace of Swords here. You know, they know that you're the one they want. And you got the twin towers there in the background. And, you know, it's funny because he's standing his ground, and look, the doors open behind him as he exits. Look at that. He's standing his ground, speaking his truth as he's about to exit out the door. Wow. And then we have the King of Pentacles, and I feel like this is about them wanting to come forward with like money in the bank, with stability to take care of you, with you know, all that is necessary. They want to be the provider for you. You know, and here's the twin twin, it's mirrored energy. You know, you want to be that, you want to be independent as well, but they want to come financially independent, and you want to be financially independent. So it's mirrored energy showing on here. So really beautiful energy today, guys. I hope this helped. If you'd like a love reading, you can email me at tch4tomorrow@gmail.com. I love you guys all so much. Have a wonderful Saturday. Namaste.